Alrighty, hello and welcome to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I see two tiger lumps, that would be white tigers, Simon and Jeremy, way up on their platform. And we have some exciting things to talk about today on this live post. A little kind of catching you at an odd time. Obviously, usually try to get our live posts off the ground in the first portion of the day, but as life unfolds, you plan for one thing, the other thing happens. So here we are, happy to be doing a live post and happy to be announcing the new fundraiser that just launched today at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Well, we'll be talking all about it. We are hoping that you will help us fundraise towards a new well to help, keep the sanctuary not only hydrated, not only splashing and, fun in their pools, but also safe. Certainly safety being a big part of this well fundraiser, which we'll be talking all about. And, just how life works. I had Simon and Jeremy both facing my direction. They looked so perfect and regal sitting on their platform, and then lo and behold, they both kind of turned direction, and now I can't see either of them. So hello, nonetheless, and welcome to another live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Hey, Bella Rourke, Lisa Parker, good afternoon. Rayanne Rowland saying, hello, boys. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, good, Rayanne. Glad that we're getting both Simon and Jeremy up on a live post here. It would be Jeremy to our left and Simon doing some grooming on our right. Betty Winter checking in from California. Bella Rourke making sure Kathy Ryan gets her tag. Hey, Susan Mensa. Hello. There's Faith checking in. Hey, Faith. Yeah, we can get a zoom in on a tiger mug here. And well, we got a lot of well talk to do on today's live post. Surely you have maybe seen our e-newsletter, which went out this morning, talking about this new well fundraiser in detail. Certainly maybe a Facebook post today as well, talking about this new well fundraiser. So yeah, I'm excited about it, and certainly a vital opportunity for you guys to help out the sanctuary in a major way. I think a lot of the times we're able to kind of bottle where your support goes, and we're able to fundraise for specific things like our skid steer, like a new plow truck, like new bungalows, and this is one of those kind of focused and very important things. Maybe for lack of a better word, maybe not the sexiest thing, a new well, but nonetheless so important. So looking forward to kind of putting together that mosaic, Mr. Jeremy, for everyone, kind of for the duration of this campaign. I think it runs until the end of February, if I'm not mistaken. So look at that, Mr. Jeremy turning that beautiful mug to give us a nice look at that white tiger face of his. Looks like Simon again has some other priorities, getting some grooming in here. But nonetheless, the boys are enjoying yet another day of living wild at heart, and that's thanks to the support of so many of you watching this post. Donna J. Klein saying, sweet boys. They are sweet indeed. Sweet. Marcy Sanborn's here. Hey, Marcy. Maria Vaughn, hello. Hello all there across my sea and cats and doggies. And Faith Warner doing a big tag. Thank you for that, Faith. Well, hey, we'll start here. Who opened up their e-newsletter this morning? And Daria getting excited about twin time with Simon and Jeremy. How could we not? But the question is, who opened up their e-newsletter today and learned about our new well fundraiser? We'll start there. And leave it to Simon and Jeremy. They've already had their meal for the day. They've already, I think they even had their rooms cleaned. I'm not sure their outdoor yard is on the cleaning schedule today. But for all intents and purposes, Simon and Jeremy's day has kind of been checked off from the caretaking schedule. But I also just love how tuned in the boys are to, the slightest passing UTV, the footsteps of caretakers maybe across the way. Nothing trumps their big cat caretakers and the relationship they have with them. It always makes me laugh. But let's see here. And Marcy kind of talking about the beauty of white tigers and kind of that unfortunate, tragic truth behind their beauty. And there's certainly nothing wrong with admiring that beauty, and especially since you know the truth behind white tigers and what these cats are, and unfortunately what has gone into creating them. Look at that, Lori Heath helping me out, saying, love the new fundraiser. I was so excited to read it this morning. That's right, Lori. And, very simply, you guys, thanks to the awesome support you give the Wildcat Sanctuary, you've allowed us to grow into the sanctuary that you see today. And the Wildcat Sanctuary has not always operated at this capacity. And I even just think about my timeline here. And when I joined the sanctuary in 2019, we had about 110 rescues. And this is kind of fluctuating around that 100 to 110 amount. And here we are in 2025, about 5 years later, and we have about 140 plus rescues. And so just thinking about that volume, and now understanding the fact that the moment that we moved to this new property here in Sandstone, Minnesota, in the 2000s, this one well that we constructed is the same well that we are using now here in 2025. So the same well that used to be serving just one animal building, we built another that's just used to be serving now two animal buildings. Now we have all of these animal buildings. We have these pools. We have more habitats than we've ever had. And so just thinking about the volume and thinking about how much the sanctuary has grown, and just in the amount of time even that you have followed the sanctuary, I can even think about it in the scale that I've been here, and that's only been 5 years. So just in that span of time, thinking about that volume and thinking about really how we are supporting all of our water needs off of the original well here on the property, the original well. And now that we are now kind of outgrowing what that well is able to do for us. And this is kind of a common little dance that you'll see from these tiger brothers, is Simon kind of mounting his brother there, and just a little sign of dominance in the big cat world, nothing out of the ordinary. But nonetheless, there's just been a huge increase in volume when you think about the scale that we're operating on here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and knowing that water is used to keep our cats hydrated, our pools filled. And then certainly an important note and kind of relative, to a lot of recent events that are happening around the United States. And that's a level of emergency preparedness and elevating our level of emergency preparedness when it comes to fires with this new well. So there's certainly a lot of different ways we can kind of, slice this pie in this new well fundraiser. And I think it all culminates into a pretty clear understanding of how a new well is going to be an essential piece of keeping the Wildcat Sanctuary not only fun for our water-loving cats, not only exactly what they need in keeping them hydrated and cool during the summer months, but also from that safety standpoint. Hey, Mr. Jeremy, you don't have to yawn. Safety's fun. Safety's what it's all about. You don't have to do that. My oh my, Alice Freeman, I'm glad it wasn't 1919 that I joined the Wildcat Sanctuary in 2019. Faith, that's certainly right, and especially, how much we talk about the small cat crisis. Of Faith's comment saying, despite what many people say, there's still sadly a need for sanctuary, and indeed that is the case, Faith, and we appreciate you guys, obviously kind of coming along this wild ride with us. And as we kind of reinterpret the landscape and make adjustments for the types of rescues that we're now taking in. Certainly a big part of this well and the realization of needing a new well was the construction of Cattail Creek. And it's just kind of scraping, a certain amount of butter over too much bread and just spreading our well thin with this new area. And I know that Cattail Creek is still yet to somewhat expand a little bit, where that just on top of the regular needs and kind of the performance of the well that we were seeing, certainly so, Faith, kind of ties into that too. Well, howdy, Kristen Hurt. Glad to have you on this live post here. I understand that I've been kind of zoomed in on the boys here, but they're kind of in one of their, arguably one of their favorite hangout spots here in their free roaming habitat. Their habitat extends all the way out towards our memorial pavilion, excuse me, there. And the boys certainly enjoying this perch and platform, not only as a good kind of strategic outlook for keeping an eye on where their caretakers are, but also we know that Jeremy and Simon love having easy and efficient access to their next door neighbor Pandora, and they get to kind of watch over her from afar, and of course kind of hop right on down and join in on a catwalk with her. Wendy Brazil is asking whom is in Cattail Creek. So Cattail Creek is going to be right over, pretty much across the way from Cheetah Aaron's habitat. And Cattail Creek includes Cougar Anastasia. It includes Shrek the Bobcat, who's right next door to Cougar Anastasia. And then just across the hallway, you have Kaya and Bogart, a pair of bobcats. We have Buddy the Bobcat. And then Cattail Creek, pretty fun enough, actually kind of extends across a little creek, hence the name, and borders right along Wildcat Pines, and that's where you're going to find Sky and Celine, who are in two habitats right in that portion of Cattail Creek. So certainly, you know, from a geographical standpoint and kind of thinking about this well, that's obviously, you know, on a border or kind of on a, you know, a far edge of our property. And so certainly making it useful from a geographical standpoint of having water that close and knowing that our caretakers are going to be able to access water in even more parts of the sanctuary. Maria P. is asking, how's beautiful Pandora? Well, first of all, I think Simon and Jeremy would, well, first of all, applaud you on calling Pandora beautiful, and I'll do the same because she is nothing but beautiful. But life is good for Pandora. I know that's certainly a good cat update to always include, because it would have been about a month and a half ago that we unfortunately discovered and that Pandora has some cancer. And we have since kind of got Pandora on a steroid regimen, which is kind of helping keep that cancer at bay, as well as us making sure that every single day that the Pandora that we know and love, who's social, who likes coming up and doing her little tiger performances, that is still eating her meals, is still enjoying the things she likes to do. And so the fact that we're doing that on a daily basis is one thing that's important, knowing the fact that, hey, Pandora might have this cancer, but we're happy that right now it is a quality of days, and she's been having not only a quality of days, but quantity of days. So I'm glad that you're asking about Miss Pretty Pandora. Good afternoon, Christine Gibbons. Glad to have you with us. And if anyone, looks like Courtney Good checking in from Ireland. You've been so busy you didn't think you'd catch a live. Well, we are glad to have you, Courtney. Hanging out with Simon and Jeremy here in our Roar Ridge area. I'm kind of right down a hallway. That would be formerly Black Leopard Shadows habitat. And well, today we launch an exciting new fundraiser running through the end of February where you can help us, if you are so generous, purchase a new well for the sanctuary. Long and short, the Wildcat Sanctuary, well, we're on about 40 plus acres. Boy, oh boy, does that 40 plus acres look a heck of a lot different than it did in the early 2000s. And if you were to think about it, the same well that we are using now is the same well that we are using when this whole thing started. And think about all the development that's happened since then, and us helping to kind of defray some of the demands on our current well with a new well. So glad to have everyone with us. We've been talking about our well fundraiser, and I will point you back to our Facebook post this morning where you talk a little bit more in detail, and you actually kind of got to hear from Tammy in that post as to some of the things that we are hoping to kind of motivate you all, and some of the things that are very much important about this new well fundraiser. Faith Warner, I believe My Love Kaya, one of your sponsor babies, is in Cattail Creek with her BFF Bogart, and that's exactly right. Kaya and Bogart are having a blast over there in Cattail Creek. And they've been a little elusive for photos so far as we've been doing our training. I know that Victoria, one of our interns, was able to get a photo of Bogart as he was cruising around. But hey, understandably so, and there's nothing wrong with it, Faith. But Kaya and Bogart, they love cuddle puddles in their bungalow. So I know that we've been able to share a photo of them in their bungalow the other week. But nonetheless, life is good for Kaya and Bogart, and they are probably paws deep in a cuddle puddle right now, even. Marcy asking, how are the ALCs enjoying winter? They're doing well. They're doing well. I'm sure you would have seen some of the documentation we were able to share of Onyx and Ozark, two of our ALC rescues, and they're doing wonderful. I think that despite it being winter, just like any of our rescues, they're taking good advantage of their indoor spaces. The ALCs are still not foreign to kind of venturing out into their outdoor spaces around evening and dusk. I'm not sure if it ended up in that reel, but I took a larger kind of time lapse of Onyx and Ozark in their bungalow. And as a matter of fact, it was a pretty mild weather day too. But as a matter of fact, you even see them kind of enter and exit their bungalow a couple of times as well to explore outside. So life is sweet for the ALCs, Marcy. Thanks for asking. And I know Miss Minerva is one of the ALC rescues who's close to you. It might even be a sponsor of yours, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty Polina, just as much as over here on her platform. I see Noah on his platform. Truthfully, the schedule was a little bit different today, as I mentioned on the live post, and things got a little topsy-turvy. So I still have some things to cross off before the end of the day, so we won't go too far with things. But we can still watch a lion having fun over here. Looks like Lacia and Stephanie up on the cave there. Polina doing some claw sharpening. We'll get a zoom in on this pretty gal. Oh, so mighty, so strong. Well done, Miss Polina. Chizzy, glad to have you. Saying I finally joined the live post. Welcome, Chizzy. And Polina is saying I joined the live post and then I left the live post. Oh, brother. Well, the sun is shining. The Ukraine Pride is grouping up over here. I think they are winning the contest for being the last featured cat on today's live post. But a good chunk with Simon and Jeremy, and I apologize. It made me happy that we got to feature them on a live. There was a few folks commenting that it had been a while since they see the boys, so I apologize about that. And yes, I know, I was slipping and sliding back there, and I looked like easy prey, which is why you came up so excited. So glad that we got to see those boys. Glad that they got to be a nice backdrop as we talked about our new well fundraiser. Yes, I know. I look like easy pickings slipping in the snow like that. It's Miss Prada here coming up to greet me. Typical of the Ukraine Pride. It's going to be Prada running up to say hi first, or it's going to be Taras. And I hear the big bad Taras sauntering up here now, as a matter of fact. Here's Anne-Marie Powell. Glad to have you, Anne-Marie. Let's see what else is happening here. Hey, Kim K. I know. You just think I'm so exciting. Where's Mr. Taras? Oh, nice. A few hellos to Polina while we had her. She always appreciates that. I know. I'm just the most exciting thing. That's why I keep a safe distance when I walk along the fence, pretty girl. And here's Mr. King Taras. You gonna get a stinky face here? Oh, he says, no. Pretty out of the ordinary weather, day 2. I think it's worth mentioning that. Up into the 40s, feeling more like July and January, Prada, but what in the heck are you going to do? Hey, Shelly Zinda, good afternoon. Glad to have you with us. You have to be sure to watch the full post. We're kind of wrapping things up here, Taras. Don't be afraid to send us off with a Lion song and really encourage everyone in the best way possible to give towards our well fundraiser. But I think, as always, during fundraisers, it's worth just kind of denoting where you can give and where you can make an impact and help us reach our goal of this new well. And very simply, you can do it the old-fashioned way, Miss Prada, and call us at 320-245-6871. Certainly, Facebook and the donate buttons you're going to find on our Facebook posts are a great way to give towards the campaign. Hey, another kind of old-fashioned way, and there's nothing wrong with it, you can mail in a gift. Mail in a gift to our P.O. Box at 314, or the Wildcat Sanctuary P.O. Box 314, Sandstone, Minnesota 55072. So, Mr. and Miss Lion, I want to thank everyone for joining in on today's live post. I know we are a little out of whack with our timing, but nonetheless, we always appreciate everyone's flexibility when it comes to being fluid here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. The cats come first, and if a live post needs to be delayed, Mr. Taras, we got an audience who understands that, and I'm thankful for it. Alrighty. Please, please, please keep an eye on our social media pages. We'll be talking more about our well fundraiser. Certainly Tammy's Wildcat wrap up this Thursday. What else is happening this week, Pretty Prada? I don't know. It's kind of a quiet, but still a full week, and I like that. Lots to get stuff done. Another thing that I'm looking forward to. Leave it to me, Taras, to just keep talking. But the big game, this is me whispering, the Super Bowl is happening. The big game is going to be happening soon, and you know that every year one of the wild rescued residents here at the Wildcat Sanctuary makes a choice. They prognosticate who will be the winner of the Super Bowl, and well, you can look forward to some Super Bowl picks coming out of the sanctuary. That'd be next week if I'm not mistaken. So why don't you leave your little brother alone? I think you're being a turkey just because I'm here. Hey, everyone, have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in to today's live post. We got to not only hang out with some cats that you do so much to support, but also learn a pretty product, learn about our new well fundraiser, which of course not only is going to help the cats that we're talking about, it's also going to help the people here and keep the sanctuary safer at large, which is a wonderful thing, Miss Pretty Prada. Alrighty, everyone. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary tomorrow.